Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. 66. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
On 1st and 10, Downs. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
That's good for the Bengals. First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And able to find Green. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On play action, it's Dobbs. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jabal Sheard, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Big Andrew Billings there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now this is Hilton on the receiving end. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards the pickup there and also a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Nick Vigil.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. The throw taken in by Cole. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Joe Mixon. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's how we do.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
At the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On play action, they'll throw. And a throw right sideline is complete. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. We're scoreless after one. They'll look to throw now on first down. He'll get it in the hands of Clark, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 9 now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. The big boy's big dream right there. He got to rumble and stumble all the way for 6.
Nothing like big man with football, is there? I mean, that brings people onto their feet every single time. And his dream was answered on that one, wasn't it? It was realized. He picks it off and takes it to the end zone.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Check 26, check 26, check 24, check 24. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. 26.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking deep here for Ebron. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Off the play fake. Dobbs. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
To throw again. Dobbs. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Dobbs. And finding Keelan Cole. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Watch it.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination, but the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that'll make the score 14-0. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll set up to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Leo. Switch it. Switch it. Switch it. Come on. Switch it. Hayward. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Help. Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50. I'm coming.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Andrew Billings coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 1st down, Downs to throw. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Dobbs is throwing. Trying to lay one up deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Keelan Cole, the intended target.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Just like that. Just like that. Out. Through.
They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man, Hilton. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
And the Colts first down.
Mike 57. He's tired of running. He's tired of running. Hey, double up. He's coming, double up.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
The score, Bengals 14, Colts 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about, to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your number one path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
You must be getting okay. Check three. Zip it. Buzz. Be ready. Shot. Show it.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll punt it away for the second time.
The Colts take over 1st and 10.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
24-yard gain.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go right back to Mack. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Ebron's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And the Colts 1st down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. He'll drop to throw. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Second down.
Minus 50. I'm coming. Check three. Check 1.
2nd and long. And this one's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
They'll look to throw here. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off at the 23. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. They'll get 3 up to midfield.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Let's go. Motion man.
Back to throw now on first down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Geno Atkins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Let's go one more. Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50.
2nd and 14. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And it's third and short. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Set, ready. Pittsburgh. 3, hold on. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
On second and 15 now. Dobbs. And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down. Danico Autry able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Throwing on third and long. Dobbs airing one out for... That's caught inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Check. He's checking.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Mixon. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And Bullock will put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily The coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
2nd down and inches.
And there's another.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
This is Mixon. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game. But it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind him. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up mid will take it now.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Mixon running right. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive.
Now a hit and a loose football. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a third down. On third down, Mixon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off it.
Now a hit and a loose football. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else in at this time?
The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan. Staying on the ground with Mack. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On third down, a run by Mack. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points.